Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, Cassie was the best thing you could have expected. Baby, Diddy put so much energy into going on Cassie, but guess what? There's a surprise witness, and we are not talking about Capricorn Clark, even though she is going to shut things down. Baby, we are talking about victim number two, the victim that Diddy didn't see coming, the victim that the judge is not going to let Diddy dox, and the victim that is going to tie all this RICO and sex trafficking up for the naysayers. Now, let me tell you one thing, okay? First of all, there's no court today. I'm safe. I'm around. There was no court today, so I decided to fly out and see my baby. Baby, we gotta keep things going, right? Diddy can't make me lose my man. Anyway, y'all. All jokes aside, right? Yes, there is no trial on Friday, obviously, and there is no trial Monday. The courts are closed for Memorial Day weekend, but your girl will be back in action. Don't worry, we're gonna bring y'all the real. I have heard all the complaints about me reading super chats, and I want you guys to know. I heard all the complaints. This is very serious. I heard all the complaints about me reading super chats on live and how certain people think that's distracting and they can't take it. And I want to say, I hear you. I'm listening. I hear you. And I don't give a damn. Shut up. Literally, shut up. Everybody stop complaining about these super chats. Do y'all realize that the fan funding is the reason I can be out there every day? Do you realize this is my commercial break? And do you realize I am never not going to thank the people? And of course, I thank you for your attention, but I'm never not going to thank the people that go that extra yard to actually fund me so I can sit there and make content for everybody. Y'all consider it a commercial break, okay? We'll try to organize it a bit more, but y'all, come on. What y'all think this is? What do y'all think this is? Speaking of which, Mimi KU, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Baby, we got to talk about victim number two. Diddy's defense team did not see this coming. I will say one thing also. Brian Still was in there playing in Judge Aaron's face. He tried to take that YSL nonsense, which, by the way, did y'all hear Young Thug say that Kid Cudi was a snitch? First of all, Young Thug, you are lucky Fulton County DA is corrupt. Because Fulton County DA is the only reason, and their effery is the only reason you got off. Had you been in the Southern District of New York, the crown jewel of professionalism, you would have got what you wanted. Y'all got to stop this. Snitching is when you are both criminals and somebody that was a criminal doing the same dirt as you flips and is a tattletale, and you get in trouble and they don't. The reason why people don't like snitches is because snitches should also be in jail with you, but they get off. How is a law-abiding man who is protecting an abused woman, whose house was broken into, whose dog was terrorized? And now that I am a dog owner, I take that very, I always did, but now I just know it's like torturing a little kid whose house was terrorized, whose house was broken into, Christmas presents opened, strewn about for his mom and his sister, whoever. The house was broken into, the dog was terrorized, the car was set on fire. Kid Cudi is not a street dude. And you know what? In 2005, we leaving these street dudes alone. It's not a flex to say you in your 30s and 40s and you still handling things on the street. The only people that can say that as high school and street guys in high school, it should end in a friendly fade. Like, are we going to move out of this in 2025? We see what being with a street dude gets you. We see what being a street dude gets you. We see. But the fact that, anyway, I'll talk about that in a different video, because Young Thug, I said, go back, like, security, guards. But anyway, Young Thug, speaking on, he has snitched. Do you even know what the thing is snitch? That's why you got a RICO charge. Do you even know what snitches is? He wrote The Pursuit of Happiness. Kid Cudi, come up here and put the, like, I don't know. None of these street dudes in any way are trying to clean the community from the filth and uplift and protect women and do this and do that. But yet we got to talk about snitching, man. Leave this. Nope. Shout out to Kid Cudi, all right? Anyway, Brian Still tried to take that down south nonsense into this Northeast federal court. Yana, No, he was like, Your Honor, I'm going to move for a mistrial. And Judge Aaron looked at him and said, you don't have the right to move to for anything. He was looking around like, has this man lost his damn mind? A mistrial for what? He kept threatening mistrials. Judge Aaron was like, do what you need to do. Anyway, it's overruled. Let's move on. I really like that. Okay, so we had Judge. I'll talk about this in a video too, or maybe later in the live. What I'm going to do moving forward is we're going to have the long lives for people that like to chop it up, and then we're going to have little standalone videos for people that ain't got time. Baby, what you want, what you want, what you want. This is Burger King. Anyway, let's talk about victim number 2. Victim number 2 is wild. And victim number 2 is as close as you can get to the perfect victim. All the things the defense have been saying about why Cassie can't be believed, why Kid Cudi can't believe, why all these people. Victim number 2 blows it apart. Now let's get into victim number 2, because I promise y'all, for y'all being like, I don't see the RICO, baby, you about to see the RICO. Diddy is done. We're also going to get into what happened last week and the way the feds did a great job of building the RICO case. Now listen, I know a little bit about the law, right? Even though people like to let this sunny disposition fool them, right? I know a little bit about the law, right? But also I'm in the court, so I'm giving y'all real stuff. But also I talk to a lot of legal analysis. If you are in the court and you talk to, and listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I am saying that when this is over, Diddy will be found guilty and I will be doing my victory lap. And because I think I'm doing a really good job in legal analysis. But even if you don't believe that, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is the legal analysis, the people that see the Southern District in New York, they're familiar with their work. They know how to build a case. The prosecution is doing an excellent job. Now, it might not hit in the real world, but in the real world, people think popping mollies at a party, ha, ha, ha. But you know that's illegal. What we accept in the real world as opposed to what is illegal are two different things. So we're also going to talk about this, but let's get into the Diddy stuff, okay? All right. Now, first of all, what are we going to go over, okay? The victim number 2 confirms the existence of the allegedly incriminating Smex tapes. Now, why is that so important? Because unlike Cassie, when they're trying to say, well, that was girlfriend, boyfriend, that was love, even though it was nothing but abusive mess, and everybody that knows anything about abusive relationships is saying it is abusive mess, okay? Well, with victim number 2, it's different. It offers unrefutable evidence of commercial Smex acts obtained through force, fraud, and coercion. And Diddy unequivocally, victim 2 is going to testify, threaten, use these videos to blackmail. This also will solidify the government, Diddy's pattern of extortion, coercive control, and predatory behavior. Why did Cassie go first? Because I've been saying this for a while. Cassie is a strong victim, and she's a star victim. At least to me, because I'm in the media, everybody knows who Cassie is. Her name gets a lot of headlines, but Cassie is not the perfect victim. Victim number 2 is the perfect victim, according to Diddy's worst nightmare. And that's why they are trying to go out of their way to dox them. Now, I have the letters. The victim's people said, listen, Your Honor, lawyer said, thank you for letting us, Your Honor, thank you so much for letting us proceed with a pseudonym. However, when it comes to the Smex tapes, we don't want them shown in open court. They've been shown to the jury, but we don't want that mess shown in open court. Why? Because Diddy's team is desperate to dox victim number 2. They need someone to come forward and be like, she's a loose woman. She was cheating. Oh my God. Because this team, according to Cassie, is turning into who can be painted with the scarlet letter. And if you're painted with the scarlet letter, we don't have to care what happened to you. What? You cheated on a known abuser and womanizer? Oh, you must have deserved that cheating. That's what they were saying to Cassie. Victim number 2, baby, she is as close as you're going to get to a perfect victim. And unlike Cassie, who Diddy can say, like, it was a loving relationship, they were just in the kinky stuff. He can't say that about victim number 2. Victim number 2 was like, no, it really was Smex trafficking with no love and coercion, y'all. So they're hoping that if they can show victim number 2's video in open court, or at least to the media, because Diddy knows who victim number 2 is, they can leak victim number 2's name. And if they leak victim number 2's name, then all of a sudden, victim number 2, they can maybe find that she cheated on her high school boyfriend, and because of that, she don't deserve nothing. Anyway, let's get into this, right? They also say it highlights, they also say that this evidence she's going to show, right, highlights Jane Doe's credibility and reluctance. Do you know how the Diddy's team keeps saying, how much were you paid for this? It must be about the money. Whoever was cross-examining that the doctor expert, who, by the way, Dawn Hughes, everybody's saying she didn't do that well. Dawn Hughes testified in an R. Kelly case and got that man convicted. That is an expert on how domestic violence survivors and PTSD behave. Dawn Hughes testified in Johnny Depp's case and got the charges against Amber Heard. Got Amber Heard the F out of there. Dawn Hughes is a preliminary expert. Now, hear me out. I know there's a lot of people on Couchback. I was in the court. She did a horrible job. You can believe that. And I'm not going against anybody's opinion. I am saying my opinion, my educated legal analysis opinion. Dawn Hughes did an amazing job as an expert witness. And that shit, Diddy and them, did you get paid? Did you get money? It sounds stupid. See, in court, you can't just say shit. You have to prove. If you got paid, show us where you got paid. If you're corrupt, show me where I'm corrupt. Playing that little shade room Instagram game, no shade to the shade room, but you know what I'm saying, that doesn't really work. However, when it comes to Dawn Hughes, every legal expert said she did. And I'm not talking about people that just want to be contrary, because I want to say this, right? Diddy's team is offering, I have heard, favors. Diddy's team is making inroads. And there's a lot of people that are betting that Sean Combs will beat the charges. And they want to make sure that they're close to the dynasty that is Diddy's team. So when you see people saying things that really don't make much sense, or you're like, wow, that's contrary, I would ask, what are you trying to preserve relationships? Do you, again, let's get into this, right? Let's move on. I don't know if to blow up anybody's spot. Anyway, they said Jane Doe is not suing for money. She did not bring a civil suit or seek publicity, which is the one thing that Diddy's team has been using to attack everybody. She was subpoenaed by the government and was granted an immunity due to unique and particularized challenges, if her face will be identified. This makes her a highly credible witness, especially in the eyes of the jury. You didn't have a civil suit. You're not doing this for money. You're not suing Diddy. The only thing you want to do is testify about the way Diddy ruined your life. Now, the prosecution has stated in open court that Diddy used these videos to blackmail not only Jane Doe, but other women. Again, proving their pattern of extortion, coercive control, and predatory behavior. I do want to say this also. It's been proven Diddy can't beat this case on the facts. My mind, it looks like sitting in court. The only thing he can beat this is by not coercive control, is by dirty tricks. Again, what's the dirty tricks? I'm playing into misogyny and the patriarchy. So if a woman cheats, she's a bad woman and she can be disposable, because the only people that deserve to be protected are Virgin Marys, people's moms or daughters, but only the daughters are virgins, right? A woman that cheats doesn't deserve to be protected. But a man that cheats and hits is protected by everyone, because a woman should have protected herself. This case is steeped in patriarchy. It's steeped in disgustingness. But if we're going to play these patriarchal misogyny games, right, these pick-me games, victim two, Diddy can't play any of them. What's your thing? Did she go for a lawsuit? No. Did she seek fame? No. Did she want payment? Absolutely not. What's the one thing that she wanted? Justice. And what's the one thing she's going to get? Justice, right? Oh my God, Tia, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate that, Tia. Also, my Cash App is Tisa Tells, $sign Tisa Tells. My PayPal is Tisa Tells. And of course, YouTube is Tisa Tells. Also, you guys, if Cash Apps do get sent back, it's because I'm in the process of switching my personal Cash App to a business Cash App. Apparently there's limit, and the limit is low, to how many personal Cash Apps you can send in a day. I don't know when this started, but I guess they want to make sure I'm not running my own little terrorist cell. Anyway, right? let's get back into this. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. Don't forget your girl. I will be going live 3 times tomorrow because there's so much to cover. And I'm also going to go live Sunday. We're going to do a recap. We're going to talk about the charges. I'm going to tell you what my sources are saying. And let me just say this. I'm not saying I know everything because I don't. And honestly, the world goes how it is. Everybody can have their own opinion. I am saying that I was right about the fact that Diddy was under investigation by New York State, New York City, and also feds. Everybody said I was a liar and I don't know the law and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. I did say that Diddy, and this is years before it actually happened. I did say that that a grand jury was being convened for Diddy. Everybody said, you don't know the law. It's just domestic violence. It doesn't happen like that. I did say I found his SMEX workers. I was a person that broke the Jonathan Oddie case, the Jonathan Oddie story against all media. Maybe check the timestamps. I broke this back in December of 2023 when everybody said, I don't know the law. I was a liar. I made things up. People even accuse me of making up who Jonathan Oddie is. And now even CNN is talking about Jonathan Oddie, and the prosecution office is talking about Jonathan Oddie, and Cassie is talking about Jonathan Oddie, and Jonathan Oddie might actually be talking about Jonathan Oddie on that stand. Okay. I did say that he was under grand jury investigation. When everybody said it's not going to go anywhere, this and that, I said Diddy's going to get arrested. Everybody said that I don't know the law. I don't know how it works. That can't happen. Diddy got arrested. I did say what Diddy was going to be arrested for, not DV, RICO. I said it was going to be RICO. I said it was going to be money laundering. I said it was going to be all this stuff. And I do believe when the federal indictment came out, he was arrested for those very things. Now, I might not know the law, but I think I know the way this case is going legally. I was the first person to say Diddy was going to apologize to Cassie. It was going to be videotaped. I said exactly what it was going to say. I said in the order it was going to say. And I told y'all, I said it was going to drop at 11 a.m. on Sunday. I said it was supposed to drop Saturday, but 2 of his lawyers were at a wedding, so it wasn't a good idea. And I said it was going to drop the next day, 11 a.m. They dropped it 11:17 a.m. on Sunday. I did say so many things about the Diddy case that are all proven to be true. So you don't have to listen to my legal analysis, but I think my legal analysis is closer to what anybody else is saying. And I think that's why they might be a little bit upset. But so also Lillian, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate you so much. Okay, y'all, really quick, we're about to get into also fuller name. No. Lillian, thank you. Tia Ford, thank you. Nadine A. Khan, Miss Khan, thank you so much. Nikki Ballard, thank you. Maesh Cole, thank you. China, thank you so much for the super chats. Bree and Ely Mandy. Okay, so let's get into what else Diddy's team is so afraid of, because baby, you cannot make this up. Okay, so more importantly, when it comes to Diddy's team, they're also worried about the fact that Jane Doe's not suing for money. She did not bring a civil suit or seek publicity. Okay, her participation appears forced by duty, not personal gain. That strengthens the idea that her testimony is authentic and rooted in trauma, not opportunism. It emphasizes the graphic and damning nature of the video evidence. Again, they said it was blackmail material. The videos reportedly depict Diddy engaging in and directing commercial SMEX acts through coercion, which is not only illegal, but also morally reprehensible in the public eye. And the fact that Diddy allegedly recorded and retained these videos without them knowing, and then threatened to blackmail by releasing it suggests premeditation, power manipulation, and exploitation. Now, the victims are arguing against public viewing to avoid re-traumatization. Also, and this is the most important thing, it undermines the defense and public relations strategies. If Diddy's team is trying to argue the videos were consensual or private, this motion cuts that off by saying the videos depict sexual acts engaged in as a result of force, fraud, and coercion. And the argument that is about media speculative is also undercut. The court and the victim argued the exact opposite, that media exposure would serve no purpose but to sensationalize the abuse and also to actually get her called out. And they're hoping somebody can bring up anything she did in the past to smut shame her, right? Again, this also it reiterates the unique danger that Jane Doe faces. There are references redacted in part. I'm going to read this legal document to you in a second. To threats and abuse Jane Doe has already endured and fears repeating, possibly from Diddy and or his affiliates. This implies intimidation tactics, which could point to witness tampering or obstruction. Again, for everybody needs to spell out. I took notes. Why is this bad for Diddy? Federal sex trafficking cases are incredibly serious. Even if one act of coercion for commercial sex is proven, it could mean decades of prison. For those thinking that Diddy needs 50 bodies in the closet, you only need one act. Because let's be real, the reason why they're so harsh if they find one act is because it's very rare that somebody only did something one time. They got 3 or 4 girlfriends. I guess they're down to 3 because Gina is off, whatever. But if you did it once and twice and 3, how many other Ginas, Cassies, Young Miamis, how many other people are there out there? Now, Young Miami said she is not a victim, but I do want to say this. Cassie said Diddy's dumb stuff started about a year into the relationship. Young Miami was only with Diddy about a year into the relationship. Cassie's lawsuit truly might have saved Young Miami, right? Also, literally, because maybe he didn't start. He has to groom you and love bomb you before he starts getting into that, right? They said the motion strengthens the prosecution's narrative of a calculated predator who used fame, money, and surveillance to control women. And it prevents the defense from softening the impact of the videos by keeping them out of the public eye, where their interpretation could be manipulated. Again, Diddy wants it shown so people can flip it and try to blame that victim. It adds emotional weight to the trial. Jurors will know this is about more than just salacious details. It's about power, trauma, and systematic abuse, okay? Y'all, hold on. Let me read these super chats real quick. We're going to go into a commercial break and read these super chats. And then we're going to actually get into how this ties into the RICO charges because so many people want me to tie this in to the RICO charge. All right, let's get into the super chats really quick, or as I like to say, the people that are helping me actually be on the good look. Kelly Trow, thank you so much for the super chat. Mimi Cool, thank you so much. And Kelly, thank you for joining the family. Beth Rulo said, smash that like button. Love from Cali. Stacy Brown, welcome to the family. California. Annabelle said, I like your style, Tisha. Oh, by the way, really quick, you guys, I'm going to put in the description box, I have a little op-ed in the Hollywood Reporter. That's right, the dream team. Tisa Tells and Shirley Hapram is back. We call it Tisa Takes. That's where I'm doing my takeaways of what's happening in trial. Now, I know y'all see me on live, but if you want something quick that you can read, takeaways from what they're dressing, how the defense look, the body language, what's going on, baby, every week we are doing Tisa's Takes. Tisa Takeaway in the Hollywood Reporter. There will be a link in the description box. Please go read it. Run those numbers up. Hold on a second. Can you? Sorry, guys. Please help me run those numbers up because the more people read the articles, click on the articles, and support the article, the more that they will work with me. You girl wants to really get, you want to see me, unless y'all want to sabotage me. If that's the case, don't click on that. If you guys want to see me doing bad in a ditch, don't click on the link. But if you want to see your girl doing good, please, 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 please. Okay, Annabelle said, I like your style, Tisa. Thank you, Annabelle. Mystic Intuitive Tarot, thank you so much for the super chat. Melissa Jones, welcome to the family. LF, thank you for being a member for 11 months. And no, LF, you are awesome. Tip Song, thank you so much for the super chat. Dolores Ramirez said, love your girl. Keep doing your thing. Thank you. Penny said, and stay safe always. Penny said, welcome to the Title Tells family, Penny. B said, talk your ish, T said, thank you so much, B. Melissa Jones, thank you so much for the super chat. Norma, thank you for the super chat. Yolanda Travis said, that's right. You know who butter your bread. And it's y'all, Yolanda. Thank you so much. Randy Updike, thank you for joining the family. Nah Vinyl said, looking forward to Tisa Tells TV show. Baby, listen, Tisa Tells is going to try to get a YouTube show, which means I'm just going to put a setup with a really good camera. And y'all going to see me. But I do want to move into interviewing people, okay? Believe it, and it will be so. Said you are amazing. Thank you, Breezy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mimi Slater, thank you for the super chat. And let's celebrate. This is your very first time making a super chat on the live stream. Yana Artist 99, thank you so much for the super chat. Marie M said, so good to see you, Tisa. Worried when you didn't go live this morning. Thanks for all your hard work, girl. Y'all know. Listen. I'm not missing a day of this trial on God. I promise. May he be willing, right? May he be willing. May he be willing on God. Y'all will see me every day. We are riding this, and y'all know we're going to be there when Diddy's team, and you know we're going to be there when the verdict is read, okay? Y'all know I'm going to be there. Also, Karen Teller said, this is my first time giving. I just love your energy. Thank you, Karen. Neats, thank you so much for joining the family. Benny Bucket said, after the Hollywood fallout, Tisa's #1 leading lady. Thank you, Benny Buckets. Nanny said, Tisa, you're slaying as a fellow content creator, so I'm proud. Y'all go ahead and give Nanny a follow. Let's uplift small, medium content creators, right? Let's uplift every content creator we are that is trying to add the good energy and create content. Baby, this is like network TV. People can watch more than one person. People can support more than one person. So I want to make sure that everybody's energy is supported, okay? Unless people are into very incel, racist, or misogynistic patriarchy views. In that case, I disclaim everything. I disclaim everything, okay? Also, Justina Austin said, you remind me of my daughter and you do an awesome job. I appreciate how hard you work. Thank you, Justina. Clementine Yadira said, I'm so proud of you, Tisa, keeping us updated with all the factual tea. Been watching you since your emoji days. Keep slaying, boo. Thank you so much. Nate Vinyl said, welcome to, oh my God. Nay, welcome to the Tattletales family, Miss Vinyl. Walbright, thank you for that super chat. Sylvia, welcome to the family. Also, SLW said, great job, Tisa. I look forward every day to hear your commentary. Thank you. Hibiscus Rose said, hey, Miss Tisa, keep rocking, girlie. We love to see it. Jeannie Fuller said, girl, keep doing your thing. I'm hooked on getting your updates. Thank you. Michelle Peterson, thank you so much for the super chat. Be early. Thank you. Michelle Donaldson, thank you. Melissa Jones, thank you for upgrading your membership to the Tattletale crew. Kim Carter said, thanks for all you do, Tisa. I've learned a lot from you and to understand victims. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Kim. That means a lot. You know, and I'm glad that I'm helping spread awareness on victims. But Kim, also, you don't have to thank me. The love was there in your heart. You just wanted somebody to give you the information. Lynette Joseph, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, George Jansen, thank you for your first ever super chat on the live stream. Let's celebrate. M. Jones had been following for a year. Thanks for all that you do. Rachel Rodriguez said, thank you, Tisa, for your commentary. Do your thing. Thank you. Mark Pacheco, thank you. You guys, I'm almost done with the super chats, and then we're getting into how Victim Two's testimony is directly leaning into the RICO. Tanya Burke, thank you so much for the super chat. You said, good morning, beautiful lady. 5:50 here in Australia. Evening, governor. Love waking up to your energy. You know, I was in Australia a couple of years ago. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen was I was on the beach. I want to say in Brisbane or Queens. Brisbane, it might have been. And I was on the beach and I was supposed to be watching. It don't matter. I was on the beach. And I thought like something bad had happened. It didn't happen, but I thought something bad had happened. And I remember sitting on the beach, right? I remember sitting on the beach, and in Australia, when the sun sets, I felt like I was in an episode of Star Trek. I used to watch Star Trek when I was little with my dad, the reruns, right? He's still a Trekkie. Still, when I go over, he's watching Star Trek, the original one. But we do like the Next Generation too with Captain Jean-Luc Picard. He did that thing. I do like Star Trek Next Generation and Commander Riker and Counselor Troy. That was a romance for the ages. We still watch that when we go over to my dad's house. It's on Crackle. Anyway, when the sun goes down in Australia, it was the sea and the sky, and it seemed like even the stand was all looked like it was rolling into one. I literally felt like I was on the edge of the earth. It's some type of beauty that I've never seen again replicated. And I only saw it somewhere about the way it's hitting in the equator. When the sun was going down, the sea, the sand, and the sky all looked like it was one. I was literally just like, I tried to take pictures, and you ever see something that's so beautiful, it feels like your heart, your brain can't take it all in? I hope to go back one day. But anyway, Tania, shout out to Australia. Ariam said, I think you can reach 1 million followers by the end of the year. Speak it into existence. We're almost done with the commercial break, and then we getting back into the RICO stuff. Adrian said, you're doing a phenomenal job. I started out being skeptical of your reporting, but now you're my new granddaughter. Oh, thank you, Adrian. Jennifer Daigle, thank you so much for the super chat. Owen, we want to also say a shout out to Owen O said, exactly, it was almost Carisha's time to shine. No pun intended. Exactly. Now I'm like thinking maybe Young Miami was telling the truth when she said he made me feel like a natural born woman. Because even Cassie said things were beautiful for the first 6 months or a year. And then they bought it in. And Jane Doe's going to say the same thing. So luckily, it looks like Young Miami might have been telling the truth. And she was in the love bombing stage. And Diddy wasn't Diddy. He was Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Also, yeah, it was almost Carisha's time to shine. Thrift Goddess said, my heart goes out to the victims and Diddy's kids. They look depressed. They do. Ronyetta Ellington, thank you so much for the super chat. Lauren Gonzalez, thank you. Black Mon, thank you. Also, Lauren Knowles, thank you so much for joining the family. Doree Angel, what's up? Said I was in Tisa withdrawal until now. What's up? What's up, Doree? Chaos Forever said, having a very crappy day and watching you always makes me smile. Chaos Forever, let us say a healing prayer over you and sending positive healing upward. But just remember, whatever is going on right now, that is the universe trying to burn. Like you've been holding on to things that no longer serve you. And the universe keeps sending you clues, trying to get you to let go so you can float like a leaf in the stream of creation to go where you need to go. And here's the thing, for whatever reason, those things that served you in the past, they protected you in the past and they actually helped you. So that's why you're holding on, because you still think it's helped you or like hold you. You're still tied to it. The universe has tried to give you little kids. It won't. It wants you to let go of this dying, rotting root and go into the stream of creation. And I'm just telling you this, let go. Know that the universe is now trying to burn it out of you. You won't let go. So it's like burning it. So you just want like it's trying to make you through pain. Let go. Let go. Release it. Whatever it is, whatever it looks like that's bad going on, release it. Accept it. Know that it is reality, but it is not the truth. Your reality is where you currently are. The truth is your potential, where you're going to go. Accept what the reality is and then build and let go and move toward your truth. Okay? So whatever's going on, I don't know what it is. Accept it, but know that it's just temporary and move towards your truth. Okay? All right. We're almost done with the commercial break. Black Mon, thank you so much for the super chat. Judge Shady Court said, Tisa, the new daytime talk show host. I think I am going to make a little talk show thing. Nancy Bermudez, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Angela Knapp, thank you so much for joining the family. I am going to make a little studio when I get back home from the Diddy trial in my room or in the spare room, and we're going to have a Tisa talk show. Learning about Jesus said, love your reporting. Thank you, Tisa. Thank you. Diva said, been following ongoing a few years, and I've been hooked since the trial. Love you, girl. Keep doing it. No one's giving the news like you. Thank you. And Black Mon said, you're the next face of TV. You rock beautifully. Thank you. Baby, turn that TV off. We're taking this mess to YouTube. All right? Y'all don't even need to get a Hulu subscription to see me. I'll let y'all see me free. All right? I'm going to make sure. Also, Ronyetta Ellington said, I've so enjoyed your commentary. Glad you're not sick. Thanks for your reporting. Thank you. Kelly Christie, Chris to-do Lou, welcome to the family. Just D said, Tisa, your news model and entertaining. Thank you. Oh, my news model is entertaining. Thank you. Ayana Artist, thank you for joining the family. Just D said, Tisa, you're beautiful and entertaining. Thank y'all so much. Gina, not Diddy's Gina, but the Gina from Martin, said, Tisa, sending prayers, peace, and blessings your way. Send them right back, Gina. And Monique, thank you so much for joining the Tara Talks family. Okay, let's get back into the 8 million question, what everybody wants to know. Okay, so how does this tie into RICO? Because for some reason, people keep parroting what Diddy said. I see domestic abuse. First of all, they need to change domestic abuse laws, because the fact that if I treated Cassie, if I treated a stranger the way Diddy treated the women he supposedly loves, I would be in jail. And Diddy treated another man that way that he had never slept with, right? then he would be in jail. But it's crazy to me the way people act like because there is SMEX involved, that forgives everything. If anything, you would think that you should support the people that you, if anything, you should think that supports, you should support the people that like gave you some of their body and their energy. It's crazy to me the way you can punish people that, I don't know. It's just really sick. It's crazy. It's sick. I don't like it, but you already know I don't like it. But anyway, let me get back to how this ties in to the RICO. All right. Let us go. Let us play. Oh, last thing. Maria Secret England said, thank you so much. Bedazzle Linda said, you think they'll talk about day 26 in the trial? Girl, I hope so. Frenzoni, thank you so much for the super chat. And Soul Power Tarot said, Tisa, girl, you are on fire. Come on with the news. Karma's baddest correspondent. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, Soul Power. Make sure y'all follow Soul Power Tarot. Y'all know I used to do tarot. And so I'm a big fan of tarot reading. It's not anything devilish. It literally is like another mode of communication, you know? It sees past your own ego. Tarot reaches past your ego and the blinders it puts on you and lets you hear what like the universe, what God, whatever you believe in is trying to tell you. Anyway, Doree Angel said Saturn is now in Aries for the next 2 years. Last time was 1996, 1998. Major changes. Big and Pac passed during that time. Diddy trials also Saturn Aries. I know that's right. And they said Diddy's role and get him to the Greek. He was Jeffrey. Exactly. Ain't that funny that they literally had Diddy playing himself? Okay, so let's get into what's going on. Also, y'all, please don't let my article, I have another article with the Hollywood Reporter, Shirley Halperin. She interviewed me. Please don't let the article flop. I put a link in the description box. Please make sure, please make sure that y'all at least click on it. Let's get it a click and a view. Charlene Small, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so here's why it's so important. This is how this connects to Diddy's federal charges. And I took notes, because some of y'all want the notes. Y'all don't want me to talk about what I ate for breakfast, how I dyed my doggy's ears and tails pink, what I'm eating for dinner, the person I just saw, and also ordering DoorDash and answering text messages at the same time. Apparently, the multitasking was a little too much, so I took notes, okay? So here we go. Don't say I don't listen, okay? But I want y'all to know, I made notes and I'm reading them in a logical, organized manner. Not because y'all told me to, but because I want to, okay? Okay, here we go, right? So, okay, as you guys know, Diddy is currently facing a federal indictment under statutes related to sex trafficking. Among other charges specifically, the government alleges that Diddy was involved in obtaining commercial SMEX acts through force, fraud, and coercion, which falls under U.S. 18 Code 1591, a core component in federal human SMEX trafficking law. Victim 2 is named in the indictment as a victim of this trafficking. The letter confirms her status and explains that the government's case involves video evidence showing her engaging in SMEX acts while under coercion. So unlike Cassie, where they can say, oh, the lines between love blur. No. These SMEX acts on video show that it wasn't no love with victim number 2. Diddy forced her to do it. And Diddy used the blackmail tapes, allegedly according to this, where he secretly recorded her, right? And then forced her to do this. And if she didn't, she would get blackmail. Now, it's important to know for this, and I think it's super, super important to point out, right? When she participated the first time, I'm very eager to hear on whether she was high as an eagle and whether she consented to being high as an eagle. I know some people can't believe that some people are anti-drug, baby. My mom raised, and again, if you use recreationally, just don't become a crackhead. That's not my ministry. Do what you want. But my mom raised me to believe that the pharmaceuticals were trying to kill Black people, taught me about the Tuskegee Airmen, taught me about this, taught me about that. My mom and dad, baby, I got 4 Black grandparents and 2 Black parents. They literally were raised with a healthy distrust for the medical system. And part of that medical system is misdiagnosis, saying that you are special ed when you're not, saying you have ability, giving you stuff to numb you so you're like a zombie because they were just trying to get little Black kids like hooked on drugs. My mom like really believes all that stuff, right? And I'll be honest with you, there is truth to a lot of it. Systematic racism in the education system and what it has done, the school to prison pipeline, yes, but also the school to crackhead pipeline of having all these kids on Ritalin, all because they're little kids and they were literally trying to drug up minorities, not just black children, but I'm focusing on black because clearly I'm black, but minorities. My whole point of the matter is I was raised in a very anti-drug household. Baby, my mom looks at Tylenol as drugs. She will maybe rub some roots and berries on my head. She'll tell me to go for a walk if I have a migraine, but she considers even Tylenol a drug. So I think it's hard for people that sometimes that use drugs recreationally to understand that there are a lot of people out there that just aren't into drugs. We don't want the drugs. My mom also said, if you try drugs, you're going to be addicted, right? And baby, you know, I sat on my mom's lap being like, wee, mommy. I was that kid that my mom said this moon was purple. And I was like, my mommy said the room is purple. Like my mom was in my head, right? So there are people that ha ha ha, you put something in someone's drink. Oh, you tripping, ha ha. But there are other people that look at that as like an actual crime. Like, how dare you put drugs in my drink? Again, I'm not judging if you use recreationally, but there are some people that use recreationally that assume that everybody's down with it. You know what I'm saying? The same way people that get drinks assume, oh, you don't want any vodka in your drink. And they're like, no, I don't want any alcohol. And please don't. So they are saying that Diddy might have put something in this girl's thing, okay? Okay, so also get this. The videos that they're showing are not identical, but they are central to the indictment. The government claims Diddy recorded these acts without people knowing and then used the recording as leverage or blackmail to maintain control and ensure violence. So what does coercion mean in this case? And here is why Diddy is going down. And I think this is what a lot of people are missing. Under federal law, coercion can take many forms, including threats of serious harm, psychological manipulation, abuse of power or position or control, or blackmail using compromising material. In this case, SMEX tapes. Again, you don't need 40 people. You only need to prove that you did it to one person. Right now, the government got 3, 4. If Gina's butt hadn't been like, I need everyone to do this. But don't worry, Gina, because even though for whatever reason you don't want to come forward, Cassie is ringing the bell. Victim 2 and victim number 3 are doing the work so that even though you want to stay up against Diddy, that devil will be removed. And somewhere you can actually start healing and realize that you are better off without him. I'm just saying. I don't know if Gina left Diddy or not, but if she is still with him and having thoughts of love, I just hope, right? This letter that the lawyers gave, they put a thing, it outlines all of that, saying the government alleged in its opening statement that the defendant was threatened with those videos. This was blackmail material that was used to victimize not just her, but all these women. You guys, that part is critical. And I know when it comes to proving, it's not sexy, it's not salacious. But what it is the God honest law. The law isn't sexy. It can be sexy. The law isn't salacious. It can be salacious, but the law is something that is like Pam in accounting. It don't matter what you want. It will keep moving forward in a methodical way. And if it says, and if it is A, B, and C, then you will be guilty of A, B, and C. Okay. Now, they say this is critical because even if Diddy's defense argues that the women consented to the SMEX acts at that time, the use of the videos to control them afterward still qualifies as coercion under SMEX trafficking. And they've already had Diddy's assistants testify that he was a god among men. And they did things in their official capacity to help Diddy further this, arranging freak-offs, helping buy supplies to help their black and blue faces. Again, let me just say this. Even if Diddy's team can argue at the time you wanted to put one leg up, put the hooves on the glass and put one leg up and go crazy, right? Even if that's true, afterwards, if I use this videos to blackmail you, then that is part of coercion, especially if I use this to blackmail you, to get you to come back to a relationship where I insist you do freak offs, or use it to blackmail you in a way to bring you to a freak off. You guys, that's enough. That's coercion. I don't give a what on who's saying I don't understand the law. Baby, I understand the law better than most. And I am telling you, no, 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 no. Diddy's going to jail. And I'm saying Diddy is going to jail. The government has him dead to rights. Also, you guys, I couldn't do it last weekend because whatever, but this weekend, in between 10 and 2 and my man, thank you to my man, I'm actually going to go through and pull up the indictment and point to all the acts and the way all the witnesses are proving the government's case. And the only thing Diddy can come back and say is that Cassie was a hoe. According to him, the biggest, dirtiest hoe out there, according to all the reports. Again, it's just my opinion. I've never slept with Diddy. I do not know his sexual history. I do not know his medical history. I want to put that out there. But to me, I'm not saying that Diddy is a dirty, dirty hoe. I do not know that for a fact. But to me, based off of information and belief and the evidence giving, he appears to be a dirty, dirty hoe. So I find it funny that someone that appears to be a dirty, dirty, filthy hoe is literally trying to match anyone. I'm confused. But anyway, let's get back into this, right? They're also saying that, listen, the role of the SMEX tapes is not just salacious, but it's very strategic of the government. These aren't just leaked news. According to the government and even victim number 2's legal team, Diddy allegedly filmed these acts himself, or he had other people film them. He retained possession of the tapes. He threatened to release them or otherwise use them to keep women from speaking out or leaving his orbit. This paints Diddy as someone who not only abused women, but documented and weaponized their trauma. In federal SMEX trafficking cases, that's incredibly serious because it shows premeditation, intent to control, and consciousness of guilt. Now, victims number 2 involvement makes things even worse for Diddy, because what strengthens the case is that victim number 2 didn't go public. They did not chase any type of fame. They did not sue him civilly for any type of money. She never filed a civil lawsuit. She was subpoenaed by the government. That means the government found out who she was from the tapes they confiscated in the raid and pulled her into this. And she is testifying under an anonymous pseudonym to protect her identity and safety. That undercuts any claims by Diddy's defense that these are just bitter exes or money-hungry opportunists. In fact, her reluctance to even participate publicly makes her more credible in the eyes of the jury. It also shows that the government didn't just build a case off of civil lawsuits or public pressure. They found and compelled key witnesses who were, according to the government and attorneys, terrified to testify. You guys, is it coming into focus? Is it? The bigger picture. This is a pattern of abuse and power dynamics. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who said, Tisha don't be knowing the law. Bitch, shut up. I know the law better than most. You know what? I take that back. Because every time I try to sub someone, I don't know how many people be watching me and hating me. Like, I get it. I could be annoying. I mean, I don't give a damn, but I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't care because I'm a mama and daddy's cup of tea. But all jokes aside, right? Let me stop, because every time I try to sub someone, if I sub someone, I need to just say their name, because whenever I sub someone, there are 20 people that swear I'm talking to them and I don't even know who they are. So you know what? I take that sub back. If you think that was meant for you, it probably wasn't, because I don't know who you are. And as you can see, I'm busy working and not watching your channel. So whoever thinks that was for them, it wasn't. Okay, let's just roll it back. Let me stop. Anyway, right? A pattern of abuse and power dynamics. This letter is more than just legal opposition to media access. Of course, the victim two's lawyer wrote a letter saying that they do not want those SMEX tapes shown in open court because they believe that it's going to be a method for the victim to be doxxed. And Diddy is praying that her name will be released or his name, we don't know, it's a woman or a man, we don't know, will be released. And Diddy, well, I guess it's a woman because it's Jane Doe. John Doe would be a man, but they're hoping that somebody docs and they can do the Cassie special where they try to slut shame her. It's like, Cassie has seizures, her head was cracked open, she has irreparable brain damage because what she said. And then we're talking about the fact that Cassie might have been seeing Kid Cudi at the same time as Diddy, so she played you both. Okay. And listen, unpopular opinion, good. I wish Cassie would have cheated more. I wish Cassie would have had Diddy crying in a tub, like literally going off and wondering why God gifted him with something the size of a Tootsie Roll. I hope, I wish she should have, I hope she cheated more. Baby, please. We don't believe a good woman is faithful. You cannot be cheated on when you got hoes. You cannot be cheated on when you have a harem. You forfeited. You don't, you know. No. And get this, when the person finds out you got hoes and a harem, they are under no legal obligation to inform you that they are going to make their own said harem. You forfeited all rights to honesty and transparency. Like, it's not a two-way street, you know? Anyway, right? They said this reveals Diddy's systematic pattern. This goes to the sex trafficking. Diddy lured women in through status and wealth, allegedly coerced them into sex acts, sometimes with others, possibly even on camera. He then used the recordings to ensure silence, submission, and continued involvement. Again, I cannot stress enough, these freak off tapes and him threatening to use them to blackmail Cassie and to this victim number two and to every woman that got on his nerves. That proves the sex trafficking. Even if they willingly got on those tapes, the fact that he then used it to coerce them into doing more, maybe that's federal sex trafficking. Anyway, right? They said that he lured women in through status and wealth. He allegedly coerced them into sex acts, possibly with sometimes other people. He thrived on control and humiliation, not just participation. And he used the recordings to ensure silence, submission, and continued involvement. You guys, that's what those tapes prove. And that's what that's why Victim 2 is Diddy's worst nightmare. Because all the stuff he said about Cassie, they can't say it about victim number 2, even though I'm sure they are going to try. Listen, this looks bad for Diddy. This looks bad for Diddy. This is, in fact, bad for Diddy. Oh, yes, victim number 2 is worried for her life. Victim number 2 in the letter, let me pull this letter up real quick. Victor, and I'm going to just read through it really, really quickly, if I can do anything quickly. Victim number 2, let me see if I can get a little, there I go. There I go. Victim, don't forget, you guys, I got another article in the Hollywood Reporter. The link is in the description box. Please click and give it a read. I really do want to start doing like little bylines or whatever with the Hollywood Reporter and other magazines on my take. And if you guys support this, and also, I'm not going to lie, Shirley Halpern wrote it. It is a great read. Please, if you'd like to see more of me, please go support. If you don't want to see more of me, then yeah, you got your wish. Anyway, right? Where are the documents? Oh, before we go into the documents, let me just read the rest of the super chats, shall we? Let's read the rest of these super chats. Laura Smith said, honestly, I'm learning so much about YouTube from you. Biggest takeaway, be yourself. Listen, yes, let me tell you something. You have to be yourself. There's going to be a million people that tell you you suck. There's going to be a million people that say, you don't know how to pronounce words. You don't know how to read. I'm just telling the people things people be dragging about me. You talk too much. You need to sit down and be focused. Yeah, but then that would turn me into what you want to be. You just be yourself on YouTube. And the same way I found y'all, and I might not be the same way that you are going to find your people too. Don't anybody tell you you need an expensive camera. You need sound equipment. You need a studio. You need this. Your hair needs to always be done. Your makeup needs to be always done. You have to talk the King's English. You have to act a certain way. Baby, no, you don't need any of that. All you need to do is find you. And you know that old saying, if you can convince the neighbor, you can convince the world. If you have friends, and even if you don't have friends, because sometimes people act out, be yourself. The people that rock with you and I'll be the first to rock with you. Tell me what your socials are. I'll follow you. The people that rock with you are going to show up and rock with you. It's a thing where people try to turn you into someone else. Oh, well, I think so and so does this better. I like the way so and so does. Then go see it. Because that's the thing. They're trying to turn you into the person they like best. But the gag is the person they like best are already doing themselves. They're being themselves. So me trying to turn into them, how's that serving any of us? They can already be the best version of themselves. And I'm just being a film opera. I'm being a shadow. And this goes for social media. You're being a shadow of those people. So somebody's trying to turn you into what they like. But you know what it is? For people that like you, they don't even need they don't even need motivation. They will always have your back. And the people that don't like you, no matter what you do, they're never going to rock with you. But the great thing about the internet is there are billions of people on this earth. You can make such a great living. You can build such a loving community. You can really realize your dreams just by getting 0.1% of the people that are out there in the world. You don't need to convince the world. You just need to find your community, and your community will be there for you. Just like I'll be there for you. DM me your socials of what you're trying to do. I'm thinking about when this is over, maybe doing like a few courses on how to get into YouTube and social media, because y'all know I had zero social media following. I actually started my Instagram when I started my YouTube channel. I've never been one that's been on social media, you know? So if you guys want that help, put a 1 in the comments and I'll start I can get into YouTube courses and give y'all real world advice, because a lot of people be gatekeeping stuff, and y'all know I don't gatekeep-ish. Anyway, right? Dragon C said, I've been watching you since the tarot cards. I know, that's right. Love your amazing journey. While this is happening, thank you. I still do tarot readings on myself. Vicky V said, do you know who's testifying on Tuesday? Love you, Tisa. Vicky V, Capricorn Clark is testifying on Tuesday. Capricorn Clark is testifying on Tuesday. Victim number 2 is expected to be out on Tuesday, sometime during the week, but Capricorn Clark is expected to testify on Tuesday. The government said that she's being flown in. That's, I think, why we were off from court on Friday. Oh, what's up? I'm a Leo. What's up? I'm a Leo. Said Diddy is done zone. We need to stay focused on exposing the rest of them. Exactly. It's not over, but baby, we love to see it. And thank you so much. I'm a Leo. You've been with me since the beginning. Thank you. Blue Sunshine said, Ms. Liz said, thank you, Tisa, for all that you do. So happy to see you today, despite no court. Please keep doing your thing and be safe. Trust no one. You sound like my mommy and daddy. Not even DoorDash. Sending love and appreciation. Don't tell me I'm going to have to go. You know what? I might have to make a run into Trader Joe's. Blue Sunshine said, continue being you, T. Said, thank y'all so much. Mars Dream Production said, keeping up the great work. I love the way you bring the news, and your fashion is fabulous. Oh, thank you. You bring the truth. Diddy should be going down. I've been watching you for 2 to 3 years. Thank you, Mars Dreams Production. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow Mars Dream Production. Also, Mario Linda said, I used to watch Star Trek with my late daddy. Yes. You put a happy tear in my eye thinking about him. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Is it Marielle? I'm glad to hear that. You know, my daddy put me on the sci-fi, and you know I love sci-fi. And if it's a sci-fi romance, baby, I'm in. And let me know also if you guys have any recommendations. I'm thinking about after the Diddy trial, just chilling out, starting to do watch movies, do commentary, just give I don't know. I'm thinking stuff because I really am enjoying just chilling. You know, Ayana said, here's to the people complaining about super chats. Thank you so much, Ayana. Thank you so much. Big Barry said, Diddy is going to get all that karma. He is done. He really is. Miss J, thank you for being a member for 1 month. And you said, I seriously think he was selling those tapes underground or showing them off to enhance his stature and power. Now, you want to hear something about that? Y'all remember when 50 Cent said that he got shown a Cassie. First of all, he said Diddy tried to take him shopping, and he was like, what you talking about? Then he said that he was shown a Cassie sex tape, and he called Diddy and was like, yo, you know that they got your girl out here in 4K? And Diddy was like, what? Yo, that's wild. Where you hear that? I think that Diddy was trying to lure in 50 Cent through Cassie, my opinion. Anyway, Honeybee Therapy said, love your smile. Thank you. Y'all make sure y'all follow Honeybee Therapy. Dragon Seed said, where J-Lo and Mary J. Blige? I don't know. Here's the funny thing is, the prosecution is letting us know week by week who is on the Diddy list, who is on the docket to testify. So we don't know weeks in advance. Things change, but also we don't know who's testifying on Diddy's behalf. Anyway, Loves Buzz 1111 said, beautiful, authentic integrity is the new sexy. Oh, thank you, Love Buzz. Also, Kelly L, thank you so much for the super chat. Sip and Speak with a T with DD. Welcome to the family. Make sure y'all follow Sip and Speak with the T, DD. Also, Lo the Baddest said, I do video games. I love a good T channel like yourself. Lo the Baddest, make sure you follow Lo the Baddest if you're into video games, watching, streamer stuff. Baby, she does it. All right. Also, Mochi said, say that, Tisa. I rewatched the interview with Gina where she said Diddy would say Cassie is the good one and she was the bad one. I wonder if her actions now are to show Diddy that she is the good one after all by being loyal. Now, you know what? You know what? I actually think you're on to something, Mochi. Because here's the thing, before Gina said that she wasn't testifying, she posted on her video things on her Instagram a montage of her, and the thing was crying in Chanel, and it also said, and she also said, "I'm the secret sauce." So Mochi, I think you're on to something. I think he always pitted Gina against Cassie. Cassie was the girl he would show off. Gina was his dirty secret. We didn't even know Gina until that Kasha K thing. I think Gina is just really, really deep, still in the depths of abuse. And I know I call her dummy and stupid because I wish she would come strong and stand against her abuser. But I do also know, all jokes aside, I apologize for calling her a dumb and stupid because she is still, in my mind, without knowing her, but just from based upon information and belief, she's still, oh my God, Vanessa. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for the super chat. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate you for the Cash App. Thank you. Also, Fuller Name. Oh my God, Fuller Name. Thank you for the generous Cash App. I appreciate you. And Vanessa Walker, I appreciate you so much too. Also, see China. Y'all remember see China? Peggy? Shut up and grease my feet. Anyway, I do believe that Gina is in the throes of still climbing out of the abuse, but she can be thankful. And even though she has this weird competition with Cassie because Diddy put it in her head, instead of being mad at Diddy for the disrespect and the humiliation and the pain, I feel like she took it out on Cassie. Like if Cassie wasn't there, she would be official. And she always felt like Diddy downplayed her, didn't think it was this. And I just hope through Cassie, victim number 2, victim number 3, and everybody that's going to come forward and speak out against Diddy, it creates a safe space that even if Gina don't want to let go of Diddy, the universe is going to force her to let go of that little root and let go and be a stream and be a leaf in the stream of creation and let go and move you toward your purpose, because everybody knows Gina's beautiful. Gina has a great musical ear. Gina is an artist. She raps. She's actually low-key talented, right? Gina has that it factor, and I hope one day she lets go of this demon literally feeding off of all her gifts God gave her. Because one thing I can say, God didn't put Gina on this earth. The universe, nobody put Gina on this earth to literally be Diddy's doormat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But thank you so much. Also, really quick, we're about to get into this commercial break. Dory Angel said, I canceled the show, but great. The Expanse, Prime, Sci-Fi. Oh, let me write that down. The Expanse on Prime, Sci-Fi, The Expanse. Baby, I love Sci-Fi, The Expanse. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm going to watch that tonight. Thank you, Dory. DC, the Purple Diva said, been around since you started. Always love your take. Thank you, DC, Purple Love. Purple Diva. Thank you. Michelle, Triple OG Pretty. I know that's right. You better let them know. Kitty said, you've been fine since 1999. Kitty's Closet said, you're the fastest to come with the tea, and I agree. Let's do a chill session after trial. Y'all, I'm going to treat y'all right after this trial. I am. Listen, I'm all about showing appreciation. My love language is acts of service. Baby, y'all gonna get lots of acts of service. Also, Tonya Ann S said, thanks for the encouragement, Tisa. Your spirit is amazing. You're doing so good with the reporting. Thank you so much, Tonya Ann. Tonya Ann, sorry about that. Brown Sugar said, can the feds ping the cell phone location records of the cell phones for Capricorn, Diddy, and Cuddy the day of the house break-in? Appreciate you. Now, Brown Sugar, That I was actually asking that, but there's a little bit of discrepancy into whether they got access to it. And also, let's not forget, if this is a RICO organization, Diddy's team knows how to get burners. Diddy's team knows how to be like, yo, let's leave our phones at home. Diddy's been doing this shit since. Diddy's been doing this since Michelle Triple OG been pretty. Anyway, VMM said, love you, T. Said, YouTube is not letting me send a super chat. It's okay, mama. Thank you so much for joining and becoming a member. And thank you for being a member for 9 months. Life is Notorious said, the ones who are on Diddy. Listen, I appreciate all the super chats. Of course, y'all don't have to send super chats, but please don't complain if I am getting super chats. Life is Notorious said, the ones who are on Diddy's side are incels and jealous pick-me's. Yeah, are also just greedy. They're hoping to get some of those coins. You know, I now see why, like did y'all ever read the Chronicles of Narnia, right? I now see Nat why in the Chronicles of Narnia, Edward sold out his whole family for a few bites of Turkish delight. Now back then when I was a kid, I would be like, yo, I can't wait till I get old enough. Because I used to watch him, like the witch would give him Turkish delight. And I used to sit there and be like, yo, how good is Turkish delight that you would sell your whole family out? And Azrael, like the lion, apparently I found out later that was Christian lore. It represented like the Bible and Jesus and all this other stuff. I didn't know. I was just reading that stuff as a kid, right? And it's like a classic. I think it was even on assigned reading. Like, did y'all have assigned reading list? Anyway, I used to always sit there and be like, yo, how good is, and I'm a candy eater. How good is Turkish delight that you want to sell out your whole family? I got to taste that. So as soon as I was old enough, right? I literally went on a trip to Turkey, right? And I went on a trip to Turkey, and literally I was with people, and I was like, we're the function, we're the function. Literally, who's calling my phone? Who's calling my phone? Is it Keisha? And literally, I was like, we're the function. I was looking for the candy shops. We're the function. And I found the Turkish delights. You know, Turkey is like Candyland. I got like the nougat, I got the pistachio nougat, I got all that stuff. It was good. Y'all, I got the Turkish delights in every single flavor. Y'all know me. Like, I believe in Persian hospitality. If you ever come over to my house, the table will be dripping. It'll look like something out of a Greek fantasy where the gods prepare a feast for you. There will be like fruits de la mer flipping off the table. Like, I believe in like Persian hospitality where everything is overflowing off the table because, baby, we're happy you're here. And I got the Turkish delights in every single flavor. And when I say they were so mid, I said, who? And I remember eating it saying, and I was taking a bite of each one. I got the rose, I got the orange. They have them in all different flavors. I even got the green apple ones. I had like, honestly, no less than 17 different flavors of Turkish delight. And I remember sitting there eating them. We were on our way to the bazaar because I made we had the little sprinter. Oh, also, Latoya, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me say for the Cash App. So I was sitting there eating them. We were on our way to Turkish Bazaar, and I was taking a bite out of all of them, just running through, trying to run it up. And I was like, why the F would he sacrifice his family and betray his family for something that's so mid? This don't even rank with like the Australian licorice. And then it's Turkish delights. I'm like, Australian licorice from CVS is better than these Turkish. And that's when I realized it was an allegory. And that's what I mean to tell you about the Diddy stuff and the people. It's an allegory. Yes, I was grown as Esh when I realized that Chronicles of Narnia was like Christian propaganda, just like allegedly Veggie Tales. It's Christian propaganda. They are telling Bible stories. And the whole time I'm like, Veggie Tales, like getting it, Veggie Tales. Anyway, right? So I'm like, I realize it's an allegory for life. People sell their souls for something they deem as important. But when you see, like, why did you betray? Why did you help the devil? And you look at what they got, you're like, you did all that for like some Turkish delights. And I realized as I got older, it's an allegory about the way people will sell their souls for things that are not even worth it. And I think that's what's happening in Diddy's team. It don't make sense for us, but you are literally selling your soul and helping the devil to get into a party, to take a picture, to say you know someone. It really don't make sense. So I think that's what it is. It's the pick-me's, it's an incels, but it's also the people that are willing to sell their souls for just a few coins, like not even coins of gold, for the promise that maybe they'll get a few coins. Anyway, So life is notorious. I say this to say, yes, you're right. Hope on the way said, T said, thank you for consistently bringing the tea. You truly rock. May God bless you and everyone in the chat. And may God bless you too and everybody that you love and care for. Tonya Paul said, welcome to the, oh my God, welcome to the Data's family, Tonya. Lily said, victim number 2, Daphne. Doesn't it say, wait, hold on. I just lost my thing. They said victim number 2 is Daphne. Doesn't it say, hold on, can y'all see me? They said it's victim number 2, Daphne. Doesn't it say she has a kid? It does, but you know what the funny thing is? I think I actually found victim number 2. I don't think it's Daphne. I think I actually found victim number 2. I think she's a young woman that lives currently, I believe, in the Miami area. She's very, very beautiful. But you know who I think found it for me? So y'all know Jamie. Jamie, that's me. Follow House and Glam on YouTube. Jamie's actually the one that sent me her Insta page, and I looked into it, right? I looked into it and I think she's actually victim number 2, but I'm not going to dox her because she wants her privacy and I'm not going to give Diddy's team. Melody Manifest, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm not giving Diddy's team. Diddy's team wants YouTubers to dox her. They want me to. They know that I know. I think they know. I know. They want me to say her name. They want me to dox her because they're hoping that will open the door and they can dox. I will not. Again, every time I share information, I make sure that it cannot jeopardize the case in any way, shape, or form. Melody Manifest, thank you for the super chat. And this is your very first one, Melody. Thank you. Sergeant Digital Design said, I'm a YouTuber, just saying hello. Hey, everybody, go and follow Sergeant Digital Design. I need to follow your channel. I need to know how to do digital design. Go ahead and subscribe if you have digital design things. Also, Nunya Bees, and us YouTubers got to stick together. Nunya Bees says, your brain multicast like a 6-lane highway, T. Thank y'all so much. Vicky V said, Diddy clearly has a type. Daphne, Gina, and Cassie all look alike. Maybe Daphne is victim number 2. She's been ghosted on her IG. I think Daphne may be a witness. I don't know if she is victim number 2. I truly hope not. But she's been through a lot, but we will see. But Diddy has different types. She likes Kim Porter, Kelly Rowland types. He likes like light-skinned girls with curly hair types, and he likes, people that look like they are some type of Blasian Asian mix, Tree Fairy said, thank you, Tisa. But you might be right, Vicky B. You might be right. Again, you might, but I don't know if this girl's for certain, but all my research leads me to believe it's her, but we shall see. Also, Empress 44, thank you for joining in Title Tells. And Moon McDonald said, Tisa, I just read your new article on the Hollywood Reporter. Big things are happening. You deserve it. Oh, Moon McDaniels, thank you so much for being a member for 24 months. And thank you for supporting me. You guys, I have a second article in the Hollywood Reporter. The great Shirley Hoprin wrote it. She's also the editor of the Hollywood Reporter. Please go click on the link in the description box, or there's a link on my Instagram. Go support it and go be in Shirley's comments and being like, good job. Shannon O said, thanks for all the work you do to bring it to us. Real beautiful. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, who else am I missing? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to have to plug this in real quick. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful 7. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. So listen, you guys, I'm going to try to come back on live a little later because we got a lot of court documents to lead through. But right now, oh my God. Also, Marie DeLuce, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate you. Oh, you said thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're trying to gift 5 memberships, but it's restricted. Y'all must be overseas. But listen, I really appreciate you guys. And thank you so much, Marie DeLuce. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Listen, you guys, really quickly. Oh, Kim Marie Norman said, hey, Tisa, do you think Baby Love's mother will be called to the stand? I thought she was in control of Diddy's cybersecurity. You know what the funny thing is? I actually do think that Dana Tran, I think she will testify on Diddy when he launches his defense. I'm eager to see the women that show up for Diddy. Also, Jamie said, people are wondering why there are no drug charges. I'm sure at this point, the mule told who his recent drug connects are. Because honestly, I think that there could be drug charges, but I honestly think that the feds look at that, Jamie, as like low hanging fruit. Because he can say he has good rehab, he can be out in a year or two. The feds are trying to put this mo away for a year. They are trying to put Diddy away for life, not just a year, life. I do think that Dana Tran and maybe even Young Miami, and who knows, but I think that Diddy's going to have a lot of women testifying for him. Black Tree 4567, thank you so much for the super chat. And Shayla Marie said, what if victim number 2 is Jennifer Lopez? Plus, she can testify about the club shooting and that gun debacle. So I was thinking that too, Shayla, but I think they say that victim number 2 has a child. I think they think he has a child. But you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Dana Tran doesn't testify on behalf of Diddy. Sherry Cook said, love you, Tisa. Be safe. I'm with you. I don't trust anyone either. May God bless you. You're better than any reporter. Oh, shout out to all the reporters doing their things. And you guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. All right, listen, you guys, let me get out of here. I got to go tend to my man, but I will be back on live later on, or at the very least, there will be videos up today. So please don't let them flop, and I will talk to y'all later. Oh, also, Lady LaRae Zenergy said, hi, Tisa. I'm a YouTuber. Thanks for bringing the tea. Y'all follow Lady LaRae Zenergy. Go see what she's talking about, baby. Listen, just like y'all didn't know me a couple of years ago, baby, I could be literally shouting out your favorite YouTuber that you don't even know about. Again, baby, these streets are big enough for all of us to grow and thrive. Let's support. Okay. And Christine Duckett, thank you so much for becoming a Tattletale member. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. So where are we at? Okay, let me go attend to my man. No DoorDash tonight. No DoorDash tonight. Gonna have some home cooked food. All right, you guys, listen. Let me know what you think. Oh, listen, Carly Fernell said, may my super chats forever interrupt and forever interrupt the live stream in Jesus' name. Amen. Let the church say amen. Also, Deuce said for your inspired work and words that inspires. Thank you so much, Deuce. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. I'll be on live later on tonight. Check out for videos. And don't forget, we are going live a bunch of times this weekend. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody. Bye.